3, 2, 1.
What's up, everyone? Dan here, Crypto Capital Venture, August 5th, 2018. It's Monday. I hope you're having a good start to the week. Have an awesome question that came into our questions at cryptocapitalventure.com email. And the question is based around payments. It's based around sending payments via wires and banks. And it's basically asking about how is that process compared to utilizing Litecoin, and how does cryptocurrency play a role in changing that landscape? And it's a great question because if you've remembered on this channel, we've talked a lot about adoption, right? And I've really stressed a lot lately about adoption, not just in terms of payments when you go to Starbucks or you go buy a pizza, but payments in terms of small business, sending large amounts of money via wires. There's so much money being sent every day in small business, and there's so many fees accumulated in that process. So let's dive into this question. It's an awesome question. He says, "Hey Dan, I'm a college student writing a short essay for a scholarship about the future of crypto and society. A key point I want to make is how crypto can be sent between businesses. You've mentioned how, as an entrepreneur, you've had to make expensive, slow wire transfers. Could you help me understand the wire transfer process a bit better? I have a picture of one of your tweets that I'll attach in this email. Is that the process businesses use to send money? I don't know what all the steps in the tweet mean though. For example, what it means to enter SWIFT. If you could send me the steps and explanation of what each is, that would be so helpful, as well as how long a transfer takes to be completed and how much the fees are. Thanks for the great content you make, and God bless." So let's jump into this, right? So here's the tweet back in June that he's referencing. And I basically said, sending money via bank, and here are the steps. Or you can send Litecoin to wallet address and wait seconds. So we have take out RSA, secure ID, which is one of these things. There it is. That's my Wells Fargo RSA. Don't use it anymore, but I still have it. And I don't need it anymore. So that's the first step. You want to have this ready. Then you log into your bank. You enter the name, the address, the business name, all that good stuff of the small business you want to pay the invoice for. And then you enter a SWIFT code. So in this email, Spencer asks, what's a SWIFT code? And to put it simply, I have this website up. A SWIFT code is an international bank code that identifies particular banks worldwide. It's also known as Bank Identifier Code. SWIFT codes are used to send money. So especially with overseas banks, right? So in my previous business a few years ago, not only did I help build sales teams, but I was a broker of leads. We've generated a lot of leads via call centers. So, I'd have call centers all over the place. And when I've generated leads and brokered leads, I'd have to pay wire fees and wires weekly, all the time. And I paid a lot of money in wire fees. And, this is a reminder of that, this little thing. And this thing you can really compare to, an authenticator that you might use when logging into Coinbase, or Google Authenticator that you would use when logging into Gmail or something. It's very similar. It's just a physical type of key. So with all of that being said, that's what a SWIFT code is for starters. And then if you remember a couple weeks ago, I did a live stream and I actually talked about this. I talked about SWIFT and how much money is utilized, right, and sent via SWIFT. And we covered this on a live stream a couple weeks ago. And it says, if you're trying to understand the volume of electronic transactions generally to an order of magnitude, it's in the quadrillions of dollars per year. And this is like the underlying landscape to this entire question, because there is a ton of money being transacted between small businesses. So according to this document from the U.S. Treasury, SWIFT handles about $5 trillion per day, or given about 250 business days per year, about $1.25 quadrillion a year handled, transacted via SWIFT. So that kind of gives you an idea, Spencer, right there, how much money is involved. And you also asked about wire fees, right? So here's a wire transfer fee by financial institution. This is on NerdWallet's website. And I just highlighted Bank of America, which I don't use, but you can just see an incoming domestic wire. If somebody wanted to send you 15, or someone wanted to wire you $100, that would be $15, $15 fee. And outgoing, if you wanted to send your brother some money, you'd have a wire fee of $30. And then international wires, $35 if it's sent in the foreign currency, and $45 if you're sending it via US dollars. So that kind of gives you an idea of the fees, that are accumulated in this process. So we so far talked about SWIFT, what that is. We talked about the process of sending money. And then, lastly, within that process, we can talk about this last point I made on that tweet, 2 to 5 business days for arrival. And this was like the worst part, whether I was receiving money or if I was paying money. The worst part was waiting, and on Skype with, all these call centers, all my clients, hey, did you get the wire? No, I haven't gotten the wire. Can you call the bank? I call the bank, maybe a SWIFT code was entered wrong or something. And it was just a mess. And it was very, very annoying to keep track of, not to mention the fees that I was accumulating during the process every week, hundreds and hundreds of dollars in wire fees every month. So that waiting piece of it was, a bit stressful as well. So I want to tie all of this together for really answering the question, right? How is the future of small business and payments? How does cryptocurrency tie into that? Well, this is a perfect example. You might remember back in April, big news coming out about $99 million worth of Litecoin was sent between 2 cryptocurrency wallets in a single trade on Thursday, attracting attention on Reddit. A thread about the transaction was the 3rd most popular post on the Litecoin subreddit on Friday afternoon. Reddit users were impressed by data showing the transaction took just 2.5 minutes to settle and cost only 40 cents in mining fees. 40 cents. 40 cents. So here are the wire fees, right, for sending $10,000 in invoice, right? $35, $45 wire fees, 2 to 3 days waiting, and then all of a sudden we live in a day now, you can send $99 million for 40 cents in 2.5 minutes. I mean, it doesn't get any more clear than that in terms of Litecoin and its usability in this world, and the amount of money it's going to save small businesses. That's why I'm extremely excited about it. I'm passionate about it because, I've been there. I've been there pulling this thing out and sending wires and paying crazy fees every week. And it's no longer a world that I live in. I don't need this anymore. And it's awesome. So basically, if you want to answer that question, the future of cryptocurrency in terms of small business, I think this really paints that picture very well. And hopefully that answers your question, Spencer. I think it was a great question, and it's something I can't stress enough. That's why I've been talking about it a lot lately. I know we think about adoption of cryptocurrency and we think about those small transactions, the average consumer going and buying some coffee, but I can't stress enough the importance of cryptocurrency being integrated and used by small businesses because it's extremely powerful. So those are my thoughts on that question. Spencer, thank you again for that awesome question. If you guys have questions out there, shoot them over to me, questions@cryptocapitalventure.com. Really appreciate it. Appreciate you watching. I will see you all in the next video, and God bless.